This video is gonna be for all you truly nosy people out there, and I totally fall into this, but I'm gonna be showing you everything that I have on my phone, including all my widgets, my apps, and just how I have my phone set up in general. I love watching these types of videos, so I hope you enjoy being nosy as we take a look at what I keep on my phone. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this is my phone. It's an iPhone 15 Pro, black titanium, and my phone is the 256 gigabyte version. The case that I have on it right now is from Rhino Shield. It's a solid suit case, and I believe it's in the color seaweed green. This is one of my favorite cases. It's very protective, but it feels very slim. The case is also MagSafe, so I can use my pop sockets on here, which is really nice. Just looking at my home screen, this is what it looks like. I don't have a lot of widgets on here. I only have a weather widget there, and also like the time of sunset on the right here, because those are really the only things that I want to get to quickly when I'm looking at my home screen. When you open the phone, this is what the home screen looks like. Very minimal. I don't have a lot of apps on my home screen. These are just my main apps. If I need to get to any other apps, I will just go to the app library. I added these two widgets with the date and the time. For these, I used the app called iScreen, and it was free to do so. You just have to watch a couple ads to add them. And I made them look transparent, as you can see. They're not actually transparent, they're just aligned with the image, because iPhones do not have the ability to add transparent widgets yet. So this is kind of the workaround for that. So going to this first category, these are my main social media apps. So I have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, Spotify, and Messenger. These are the apps that I use pretty much every day, social media wise. Going to the next folder, these are like my daily apps that I use, kind of like utility apps or just trackers that I use almost every day. So I have the settings app, which I find myself going there a lot, so I just decided to add it to my home screen. I also have the clock app because that's how I set my daily alarms. I have the Scotiabank app for banking. I check that app pretty much every day. I have the notes app for jotting down quick notes. I have the Toyota app for our car. Lets us know when it's unlocked. And then I have the Fitbit app, which connects to my Fitbit. I'm not wearing it today, so that's not very accurate, but it's really nice. I use it to track my steps. And then I have the Clue app, which just tracks my period. The next category here is the photo category. So these are the three main photo apps that I use: the Apple Photos app, the camera app, and Lightroom. I use Lightroom to edit all my photos now. I used to use VSCO. I didn't like having to pay for it every year, so I switched over to Lightroom, and I just created a preset of my favorite filter that I would use on VSCO, and I just added it to Lightroom. So that's that folder. And the last folder that I have is my reading folder, because I've been reading a lot this year. And all the apps that I keep in here are Goodreads, the Kindle app, the Bible app, Kobo, Apple Books. This one is called Enduring Word, and it's a Bible study app, and Storygraph, which is just a reading tracker. And then the apps on the bottom here that I keep, I've tried moving these around, but I think ever since I've had an iPhone, these have always kind of been there, and my brain is wired and used to them being there. I have the phone app, my email app, which connects to all of my emails, all my main ones. And I have the messages app because I use that mainly to contact my husband and my friends. And I have the Google Chrome app, which I prefer over Safari. So this is pretty much the main setup on the home screen. Now if you swipe left, these are the only two widgets that I keep here. I keep my Google Calendar. So if I want to go to my Google Calendar, I'll usually just use this widget. And then I also have the weather app if I want a more detailed breakdown of the weather for the day. So those are really easy to access from my screen. Now I'm just going to go through all of my apps that I have. So these are all the social apps that I have. I have Discord, Facebook, FaceTime, Letterboxd, which is just a movie rating tracking app. In my productivity folder, I have a lot of apps here. The first one is Adobe Scan, and I use this to scan receipts for my work. Next is the Contacts app, Google Docs, Google Drive. I have Dropbox on here. I honestly don't use those apps as much, but I just like to have them on my phone still. I have Evernote, which is just an app we use at my workplace. I have Expensify, which is another app we use at my workplace. I have Files, which I use for my iPad, my laptop, and my phone are all connected there. I have Gmail, which connects to my university email, the Google Calendar app, Rogers Unite, which is our Wi-Fi provider. It just shows me information about our Wi-Fi connection. I have HP Print, which is just connects to our printer. The Manulife app, which is just for my benefits. I actually don't need this app anymore. I'm going to delete it. I have Notion on here. I don't really use Notion as much anymore. I used to use it a lot more when I was in school, but I do keep a couple things on there still today, so I still have that app. I have OneNote, which I use for work, and Outlook. And then I have PayPal and Scotiabank, which are just banking apps that I use. I have SharePoint and Teams, which I use for work. The Apple Wallet app, Wealthsimple, just for some investments. I don't know what this app is. Oh, Widgetsmith. I've used Widgetsmith in the past to kind of decorate my home screen, but I haven't really used it lately. And then I have this app, which I actually do not need anymore, so I'm gonna delete that. And then I also have the Zoom app on here for some work calls when I have to take them off my phone. Going to the next category is entertainment. I have the Bose app for my headphones, the Cineplex apps for when I am buying movie tickets or buying/renting movies from the Cineplex store. I've got Disney Plus and Amazon Prime for when I travel and need something to watch on my phone. This is just like called guitar tuner, and I use it to tune my ukulele or a guitar. I have the iTunes Store app as well. I'm not really sure why I have this one. I never use it. I've also got the Scene app, Shazam, Ticketmaster, Apple TV, which I don't use anymore. I used to use it when I had a subscription, but that has expired since, and I just kind of have it on my phone now. And then I have the Xbox app for when I play Minecraft with my friend. Next category is utilities. I'm just going to explain the ones that don't already come with the Apple phone, because I think those are pretty self-explanatory. I have my Authenticator app, which is just used for many different logins that I have. I also have my Shaw, which I use to pay our Wi-Fi bills, and my T-Baytel, which I use to pay my phone bill. This is a new one. This is the Passwords app that came with iOS 18, so all of my passwords are stored on there. This app is just like a sticker app for WhatsApp. You can download funny stickers on here. My in-laws use WhatsApp, and they always send really funny stickers, so I like to find funny stickers on here. Then I have the Apple Support Store. I don't really know. I've never really used it, but I have it on here. I also have the Apple Watch app, even though I don't wear an Apple Watch anymore. And yeah, that's all for utilities. Next is the creativity section. So this is iScreen. This is the app I use to make the widgets on my home screen. There's actually lots of cute options on here, so if you're looking for an app to make some cute widgets, I recommend iScreen, even though the ads can get a little annoying. At least it's free. And then I have the Canon Camera Connect app on there to connect to my camera. I have Canva, which I used to use for thumbnails. I don't really use it anymore, but I like to have it on my phone still. I have CapCut, which I don't really use. Honestly, I'm not sure why I have it, but it's there. Dazcam, it just adds like a nice film effect to your photos, so I like to use it for that sometimes. I have Google Photos, which is where all of our wedding photos are stored, so I keep the app. And then I have the app Fonto, which I used to use for YouTube thumbnails, but I don't really use it anymore. So honestly, I'm just gonna delete this. I have Procreate Pocket on here. I use it more on my iPad, but I do have the Pocket Edition. This one is another widget app where you can make really small widgets for your lock screen. So I've actually not really used this one as much, so I can't really say much about it, but I do have the app. And then I have the YouTube Studio app, which I don't really use much anymore. Next category is information and reading. Google Translate's on here for when I go to Mexico because my in-laws all speak Spanish and I just like to have it there. This app is called Got Questions. Just includes a bunch of questions about Christianity and answers them. It's just a nice little resource. Then I have the news app. I don't really use it as much. I also have Reddit, which I kind of use for when I'm looking into very obscure questions on the internet, and sometimes you need the app to like continue reading a thread, so I have Reddit here. Thunder Bay Waste and Recycling, which is just a reminder for us for garbage and recycling days. Then I have the Apple Translate app and the weather app. Next is our travel categories. So I have the Airbnb. Me and my friends sometimes like to go geocaching, so that I have the app for that. I have Google Maps, Apple Maps. This is for paying for parking in Thunder Bay. The Porter app, which is just an airline. TripAdvisor, Uber, U-Ride, which is like Uber where I'm from, and the WestJet. Then there's the shopping category. Pretty self-explanatory. These are just places that I shop frequently and like to have the apps accessible on my phone for. This one called Flip is actually for coupons, so it'll notify me when things go on sale, and PC Optimum is just for when I go to Shoppers. Then there's food and drinks. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not really going to go into detail for this one. Then I have health and fitness, All Trails app, which is for when we go on hikes. It just helps us find trails that are nearby. People will leave reviews and stuff on here, which will really make it helpful for us to decide if we want to do a hike or not. Fitbit, Clue, Health, and the fitness tracking by Apple that I don't really use. And then the final category is the other categories. So I have the Google Home, which was mainly for our Nest camera that we used back in our apartment. When we first moved there, we got a Nest camera to keep an eye on our dog to make sure that he wasn't destroying the place. We would have to look through the Google Home. But since then, we haven't really used it. Then there's the Pinterest app. Sky is on here. I used to play this a lot. I have it on my phone, but I mainly play on my Switch. This is the Smart Things app. This connects to our TV. Again, is the Toyota app. Those are all the apps that I keep on my phone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!